Well, I understand Mercury is on the move. It's not going backwards, is it?
Not yet.
Okay, good.
That's certainly something to think about, because whatever, Mercury changes signs every 3 weeks or so, and when it changes signs, that's where our concentration is focused. And the reason it's important is to realize that although Mercury is direct right now, it's in the sign of Scorpio where it's going to retrograde. So you want to be careful with what you begin, knowing that part of it is going to be revised or reworked so it works out great during the retrograde. So
okay.
For Libras, the sign we're in, that means it's about money. It's about making more money. It's about creating more money. It's about spending more money. So the Libra has to be really careful to make sure, number one, they know what they're buying. Number two, if they're going to be doing any kind of remodeling, to have a plan. Because that's the kind of thing that when Mercury retrogrades, you end up doing things over again and repeating it, which will always cost more money. For Scorpio, Mercury's in their sign. And so for Scorpios, it's about they've had to really hold their tongue for the last 3-4 weeks or so, and they're not particularly good at doing that. Well, their tongue is unloosened when Mercury enters their sign. And win, lose, or draw, good or bad, you're going to hear what the Scorpio thinks.
Woohoo!
Yahoo! For Sagittarius, they have to be really careful because Mercury's in their 12th house. They have to be careful that their own words aren't used against them. That if they say, we're going to do this, and be careful, Sagittarians don't complain about stuff, because if you complain, you're going to get the job to fix it. That's the trouble with that. For Capricorns, it's in their 11th house of hopes, wishes, goals, and objectives. And they get a group or a team to work to benefit the Capricorn, to serve the Capricorn's interests, which is kind of cool. For Aquarians, it's in their 10th house of career and public standing. And that means they can expect some communication from above about what they should be doing. And the right answer there is yes, sir, or yes, ma'am, I will.
Okay.
Not to try and fight it or argue with it. For Pisces, in their 9th house of the law, important matters, contracts, negotiations, legal matters, all go very, very well for the Pisces. And what the Pisces has to know is you're going to cut your best deal by the 20th. And after that, you can only go downhill from there. For Aries, it's in their 8th house of other people's money and other people's resources. They want to find a way to maximize an existing resource or a resource that they share with somebody else rather than go out seeking new resources. For Tauruses, it's in their 7th house of being in the public eye for one reason or another. And I know that you're married to a Taurus, and she is about to really get very, very, very busy with all kinds of things, and everybody making demands on her. That's what happens when Mercury opposes your sign. Everybody calls you up and says, I need you to do this or that, and they have to pace themselves and make sure that they don't bite off more than they can chew. And if they get the chance to have a minion,
it is
minions.
Christmas wish time, so
Minions
yeah,
are
oh
wonderful.
yeah.
For Geminis, it's in their 6th house of work and responsibility. They want to deal with health matters, and that's an important thing for them to do now, because the longer they wait, the worse or the harder it's going to be to fix it. If they deal with it immediately, it's not that big a problem. And same thing with work issues. They need to confront them directly rather than insidiously or to stick your head in the sand and think they're going to go away, because they're not. For Cancers, 5th house of love affairs, children, sports, amusements, pleasures. It's a fun time. For Cancers, they're very fertile at this time, and they're very creative at this time, both in the physical sense and in the esoteric sense. And it's a good time for love affairs for Cancers, too. For Leos, it's in their 4th house of home, and they are going to be doing things in their home, remodeling their home, refurbishing their home, purchasing a new home, even if they're not planning on living there right away. It's all about securing their foundations.
Gotcha.
And then for the last sign, for Virgo, it's in their 3rd house of day-to-day living. The pace of their day-to-day living picks up to warp speed, and they've got places to go, people to see, things to do, contracts, negotiations, anything that allows them to reach a broader audience is what's likely to occur for them. So all pretty cool stuff with Mercury entering Scorpio, and then we have a new moon on Thursday as well. So lots of big things going on.
Well, it all sounded pretty good there.
It does. Actually, it's pretty interesting, and I'd like to say that because I won't be able to say that once Mercury retrograde. So enjoy the good times while we can.
You weren't supposed to bring that up.
I wasn't.
Say good night now.
Good night now.